As the world came together to commemorate the 70th anniversary of D-Day in northern France, and viewers watched on TV and other small screens, a new large-format documentary has just been released, promising to teach and remind audiences of the importance of the Allied invasion that set the stage for the end of World War II. D-Day, Normandy 1944, is a 3D IMAX film, directed and produced by French filmmaker Pascal Voang and his team over a 3-year period. They sought to tell a historically accurate story with innovative methods that would appeal to all audiences, including new generations. Exploring history, military strategy, science, technology, and human values, the film is dedicated to those who gave their lives for freedom.
It pays tribute to those who suffered and died for our liberty.
NBC special correspondent and Greatest Generation author Tom Brokaw narrated the English-language version of the film. He knew that people would always be interested in this important chapter of history.
Schools are assigning papers on it. There are World War II studies programs now. There's a World War II memorial in Washington, museum in New Orleans, and others around the country.
Brokaw had covered D-Day anniversaries in the past, but when he was asked to lend his voice to this new large-format documentary, he knew the greater clarity would help tell the story.
By using digital technology, people have an idea of the geography involved, the personalities that were involved, and it gives, I think, a new generation a chance to understand it in a way they would not with all that grainy black and white film.
The film's director was pleased that Brokaw agreed to work with his team, knowing it would attract a wider audience in the U.S. and Canada.
It was important to me to have that kind of personality involved in the film.
D-Day, Normandy 1944, is not graphic or violent in nature like some World War II movies, so it's well suited for younger audiences too. Several innovative techniques are used, including animated cartography, computer-generated images, live-action reenactments, and sand animation. And with the breathtaking large-format presentation in IMAX theaters, the aerial photography and 3D treatment of archival photos really stand out.
What's better than a giant screen to show and to tell the story of this gigantic event?
To accompany the large format, an original music score was especially written for the film by composer Franck Marchal.
Writing the soundtrack for a film featuring, among other things, computer-generated images is a very specific type of task, since the music in some ways also plays a role in the script writing process.
To match the quality of the pictures, the soundtrack was recorded in a former church-turned-recording studio by the London Symphony Orchestra. Finally, the documentary producers have also created an educational guide for teachers and students that will enhance their experience before and after screening the film. While the film will eventually be released in traditional formats like DVD and Blu-ray, nothing can compare to seeing it in one of the dozens of IMAX theaters around the country. Pascal Voang hopes that it will remind everyone of the lessons learned during the Normandy invasion and the sacrifices of so many in the fight for peace and liberty. Rob Kaplan, NBC News, New York.